You are garden tour boys? Okay, Moose, you get going. Go on, show them where we're going, Moose. You too, Wally. Okay, well, they're gonna go play. But happy December. We are gonna do our end of the month garden tour. I think it's the 1st of December now. So holidays got the better of me and I'm a little behind. But as usual, recorded in the morning. And normally I'd be like, oh, it's so warm, I have to record because my phone can't take the Florida heat. But it's like a high of 60 something today, I think. So that's practically Alaska weather for Florida. My orchids have been doing phenomenal. 4 out of the 6 hanging orchids that I have some sort of flower spike. This one being the furthest along, and this one was here, and I just switched them because I kept bouncing my head into it and got stuck in my hair. So that's exciting. I still have one chrysalis left in here for my swallowtails. I am trying to root some porterweed for the first time, so that's going on. And I did buy a Christmas cactus because nostalgic. My grandmother used to have them all over her porch, and I just been thinking of her and thought it was a good idea to get one because I can probably not kill it now that I know how things work. So excited about all of these incoming orchids. So let's go out on the porch and I'll show you, or off the porch, and I'll show you what we're doing out here. So this area is going to be getting some major renovation, not renovation, but rearranging, as is the almond bush. I really need to cut it down because it's getting a little unruly, and I'll show you from the other side, but also it's starting to cast a massive shadow in my yard, and I really want to grow other things that need sun. So working on relocating a lot of these. I have so many baby Monarch caterpillars that I did not take in, which I'm very proud of myself. I have enough things on my plate, so I'm just letting them do their thing out here because that's where they're supposed to be. They are doing okay. There's not a lot of predators right now, so I've kind of been dispersing them throughout all of these, but my plan is with these green stalks, I'm going to probably relocate this one over to this. I just need to kind of level it out a little bit so that way I can clear up some room here, because later in the afternoon, that is south. So there's a lot of nice sunshine here, and I just ordered some roses for the first time online. So those should be needing a lot of sun, and I really want to put one here because it's a climbing rose, and I think on this white fence I can put some trellis in and it'll just be really nice and bright, and also like this is obnoxiously reflective in full sun, so I think it'll help kind of cut down the brightness of it. So I want to make sure I have enough room for at least 1 or 2 of the roses here, and then I'm going to figure out how to put some more switch out some of these boxes on here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, my vegetable area, I'm going to try planting the kale. I've only replanted it twice now, and it still hasn't taken, but this has kale, and that had kale, and the herbs, kind of took over there, but for whatever reason, they're not starting here. So I'm going to retry those. Peppers are still doing okay. I got some ladybugs that have been here working on some of the flies that we have. The seedlings are doing great, although I noticed the ones that I replanted aren't taking quite yet, so I think it might be a little too cool for them, but that's okay. If more than half of them took, I'm okay with that. Tomatoes have been doing spectacularly. I had to support that one. This box is just, it's empty. Like there's not even water running to it. It's just random at this point. And I want to move this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Some of the lemons are getting really close. I tried to pick them for Thanksgiving, but they weren't quite falling off yet, so I think they need a little bit more time, but they're getting pretty, I think they're getting pretty close. It's getting soft. We're gonna just cut those off soon. More peppers, and I keep getting these volunteer tomatoes. I don't know, you probably can't tell, but there's gotta be 5 or 6 volunteer tomatoes over here. This is also peppers, although this one didn't have as much germination, and even though I replanted them, I think it's just a little cool for their liking. So that's fine. Well, I don't need them all right now. But this has been empty for a while, partially because it's in so much shade. This one is doing glorious. But here's here's kind of where I'm at with my plan. Oh yeah, more peppers in here. I need to move that. So Moose is here. I got Wally here. They're both big boys. Wally is like 65 pounds and Moose is only 40 pounds, but he's getting bigger. He'll be, 65, 70 pounds at least in a couple months here. So I want to make sure they have plenty of room to run around. And honestly, I've just been really into the roses lately and I want more of that. So my plan is to probably take out that last bucket there, this brown one, which I would hate because it would mess up my matchiness, but my OCD is just going to have to rest. Push this one to the end, take out this one with the porter weed, which I am trying to root so I can replant in here, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I can take that out, and I'm hoping that I can put another root and veg earth box in here for one of the new roses. And if I cut some of the tree, I'm hoping it'll provide a little bit more sunshine. And then over here, this spinach, the Malabar spinach, I mean, right now it's too cold, it's not going to do well, but I don't think this is a good place for it. It didn't, I don't think it did as good as it could have over here, so I'm going to try and find a new spot for it, but I'd hate to, like, it's so much space for something that isn't growing, so I want to take that out. So this bin is definitely going to come out, and that will be another root and veg, which I just ordered 5 of the containers, and I was like, this is for Cyber Monday sale, and I was like, this is how many we have to play with for the year for roses, so fingers crossed. So that bin is definitely going to come out. Not sure about that one with the purple salvia in it. It's not, I don't know, it's fine, like, it's doing good. What I'm thinking of doing is taking them and trying to put them up on like a cinder block or something, maybe on the side of the house. So I still have the pollinator plants because that's what I put them in for. That and the porter weed down there. I planted them for the pollinators, and you believe it or not, actually the porter weed, it looks so scrawny right now. There's hardly any flowers on it or anything. But a week ago, I truly saw the first hummingbird in our yard, and he was obsessed with it. So I know people are using it, which is great. So I'm thinking of maybe relocating them to the side of the house where they don't necessarily need to be like front and center, so I can enjoy some more of my roses. So we'll see. This is all on the Earthbox watering system, modified to fit the city pickers. So I'm not sure how I would want to set up the watering on the side of the house, TBD, but I am just really obsessed with roses right now. So I want to, like, let me see in all the other directions so you guys can see better. There's 4 Mr. Lincolns coming in, and I just bought this plant like a month ago. I don't know, not very long. So really just enjoying that process. The milkweed, I'm probably going to relocate a little bit, but I'm not sure to where. And so let's talk about this stuff over here. This one I pulled up a lot of the zinnias because I learned the hard way that I planted too many too close to each other, but it actually worked out better. They were starting to get a lot of black spot and whatnot, so I pulled them up and I transplanted this jasmine, which I had just put in over here because they hadn't been super established yet, and I really wanted to I'll back up in a second when I'm not in the boys' way, but those are some cat whisker cuttings that hopefully will take, I don't know, but the cat whiskers, that plant down at the end there. But oh, excuse me, I'm home base. Okay, let me move for you boys. So I'm hoping that the jasmine, I can make a wider staking system for them, and it can kind of help fill in this wall someday if I can get the right trellis. So that's my hope. This doesn't really get a lot of sun, so I don't know. It's so hot in Florida though, sometimes the indirect heat is more than enough for the plants. Moose and I have done a great job of killing this planter over here. So I'm just gonna start salvaging the dirt as I plant new buckets and whatnot, and empty this out and just call it a day, because this is a lot of room that they could be running around and playing in, and I would rather them have room to play in and run around than me have an area that I just keep killing different things. And truthfully, it's a hard to grow area. Like there's a awning here, and it's almost always in the shade, so that's fine. And I did. Oh, hey, Moose. You got a lot of energy? Yeah, it's so cold. Okay. And I did want to just show you guys my tumbler has been doing so good. I figured out, I started to feel more comfortable adding I just put some of this in here because Moose was eating it. I just started adding some of the food waste that I can't feed my worms. And I've been adding this cardboard in that Moose keeps pulling up from around the yard that I've been using as a weed barrier, as well as like stuff that I put under here. And of course, any cuttings or anything that I do, I mix in. Moose, what are you doing? Moose is having some zoomies. And it's been going really well. There haven't been flies or anything with the food waste in here because I think I've been doing a decent job balancing it out with other things. So yeah, my goal right now is to just make more room for the puppies to play by taking this out, and then just really putting in what I really, really love right now, which is roses. They're so easy to take care of, and they just bring such joy whenever you get a rose bloom. I have a giant one off of this Double Delight that I posted on Instagram the other day that is just gorgeous. So I need more of that, and I don't want to take away from the pollinators, which is why I'm trying to figure out how I can put them maybe on the side of the house. We'll see. But we're still in the contemplative stages of this, and it's a lot of work to move these around because they're so heavy and bulky. So oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys because I feel like every time we're like so surprised. But this little amaranth that sells seeded down here, doing real good. I haven't watered it a single time, and it seems to be just growing, so I'm gonna let it stay down there. So very fortunate to be able to be gardening this time of the year. I know a lot of people are getting snow and frost and everything, and I mean, we're having a cold front, but I think it's like 65 today. I have short sleeves on, I'm still all right. I have flip-flops on, I'm still okay. So yeah, pretty pleased with the garden where it's at now. Definitely plan on some changes while it's cool out, and I'll definitely show you guys more. The rose opening that I do when I do the unboxing, I will definitely post a video or updates on Instagram so you guys can enjoy that process with me, especially those of you who can't do any rose gardening or gardening in general right now. So make sure you're subscribed to those channels. And yeah, that's updates for now. Have a wonderful holidays and happy gardening.